Jim Kessler is a former policy director for Senator Chuck Schumer. Marc Short was the White House Legislative Affairs Director during the first Trump administration, also chief of staff for the former vice president, Mike Pence. So repulsive. They repel people. Is he on the right track here, Jim?
I think he is.
Really?
I mean, I think Democrats have a language problem. For a while, people feel they have to walk on eggshells. It's not the number one issue out there, but I think voters feel like I have to be careful what I say. Mm-hmm. You'll watch a movie and you'll say, like, boy, they couldn't put that movie out there now. And people feel censored. And Democrats, they need to listen to people and watch in some ways what they say, because we are repelling people.
Wow. Because the louder voices on the left just seem to be becoming more shrill. Here's what Sarah Silverman added on that podcast about it. Listen here.
I find it ironic the left, I'm on the left. But like, I find in general, the party that is about inclusivity is incredibly elitist. Just say, join us. Yes, come join us.
So how about that? The party that's supposed to be inclusive is becoming increasingly elitist.
Well, I think they know that, John. But I think it's also an irony hearing Jimmy Kimmel say it. I think he's been one of the worst offenders over the last several years in sort of driving up the rhetoric and saying stuff that's shrill. But I think to Jim's point, I think it's actually more than the words. I think it's the policies, too. I think the reality is that a lot of what the Democrats have embraced has created a tremendous foil for Donald Trump. And he's obviously great at creating that contrast. And so when he wants to run on the economy and the border and Democrats double down on some of their crazy border positions, it helps him.
In terms of the Democrats creating a foil for President Trump, Stephen A. Smith agrees. Here's what he said. Listen here.
When you listen to Jasmine Crockett or an AOC and the way they talk about them, even an Elizabeth Warren to a lesser degree or what have you, the Republicans are having a field day. They put them up on the screen. Let's show them. They plaster them all over the place.
I mean, the best thing that Republicans have got going for them is the Democrats don't realize what they're doing. And folks like you who say, wait a minute, tone it down, be inclusive, they're not listening to you.
Well, and even inclusive is now code. So, look, Democrats do sound elitist. Mm-hmm. They sound haughty. They sound better than you. They're putting people on guard with what they have to do, people should say. I believe Democrats are going to correct this problem. There is a movement within the Democratic Party to say, like, we have to get rid of the cancel culture. We got to get rid of the language policing here. We have to talk like plain, ordinary people. And we have to talk to people where they are, not where some people want them to be. So I think there's some change going on.
So I'm chuckling here because you're saying that, and it sounds logical, but people aren't listening. Listen to former Bravo star Jennifer Welch here.
White people that triple Trump should be banned, boycotted from enjoying the best thing that America has to offer, which is multiculturalism. Get your fat out of the Mexican restaurant. Get your fat over to Cracker Barrel. I cannot stomach what this horrible white culture is doing to the best parts of America right now.
White Trump voters should get the, you know what, out of Mexican restaurants and get over to Cracker Barrel. Is this good Democratic messaging?
Of course not, John. And it's certainly, again, Trump is great at finding the foils. I think you're going to see Democrats trip over themselves right now defending Washington, D.C. And they're to say, oh, actually, crime isn't that high.
Hakeem Jeffries just said that.
And Americans sit there and say, wait a second, you saw a Rand Paul staffer assaulted, a Doge staffer. You saw Redskins running back Brian Robinson shot. Just,
and that intern killed just outside of the Metro Convention Center.
Americans know better. And even though they say that we need to redefine it and not talk like elitists, they're the first ones jumping in to defend Ivy League schools right now.
So let me ask you quickly just about what Marc said. This idea of Hakeem Jeffries saying, why is Donald Trump taking over the D.C. police? Why is Donald Trump trying to make Washington, D.C. a safer place? Do you feel safe here? Honestly.
I've lived in this town for 37 years. I am repulsed what Donald Trump is doing right now, federalizing what's going on.
But do you feel safe here?
I feel safe in this city. I live in a neighborhood.
Wow, because I look over my shoulder every day.
Well, maybe you look over your shoulder, but I'll tell you something. Here are two things that could be done to make this city safer. $1.1 billion was stolen from D.C. in the last budget bill. Give us that money back. We are down 400 police officers from last year.
No, from last year, okay.
And 900 from our peak because stealing our money away. So let's get our local police.
It had nothing to do with defunding the police.
No, it had nothing to do with defunding the police. It had to do with taking our money away, our taxpayer dollars here. If people are afraid to come to D.C., go to Disney World, get fat, eat French fries. I don't care. I've lived here 37 years. I am not afraid. I live in the city. I'm not afraid of this city. If you're afraid, go ahead. Leave your fear someplace else.
I don't think D.C. has a great record of fiscal stewardship. So, you know.
We got to go. Thank you, gentlemen.